TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond. TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond. TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond. TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond. TV 1061.
Hey, I'm not in right now. Sorry, leave me a message.
I
Bye.
just wanna love you. Meet me at the hotel room, or you can come over. So many things I wanna do to your body, driving me crazy. I just wanna love you. Meet me at the hotel room, or you can come over. So many things I wanna do to your body.
Hello, and welcome to Bedroom Chronicles. I am Mercury Rising, your host today. And today we're going to be talking about some oral presentations, with the mouth, the throat. So I would be very appreciative if you would call in and ask questions about what's right, what's wrong, or basically what's the right way or what's the wrong way, or some techniques that you might know of that would be kind of pleasing in the bedroom. Oh, I'm sorry. So, I'm asking for a friend. What is the best technique for oral sex? And basically, she was wondering how much moisture should it be? Just saliva wet, or baby oil wet, or lotion wet, or you have to taste for lotions. So any recommendations along that line, you can put a message up on Facebook and let me see what you're saying. If you have any suggestions on do lip size make a difference? Thin lips, thick lips. Is it better if you go in the right cheek or the left cheek, or just straightforward? Or is it a combination of all three? Is it better with just the tip? So do you want a lollipop, a Tootsie Roll, or a popsicle? So I know that's a lot of things to think about at one time. So when you have a response, just call in. The number's coming across the screen. So this is pretty new to me. This is so new, but my friend wanted to know. So I think it's an interesting topic. I think it's a topic that men can respond to as well, not just women, because they give and receive. So on the men's side, I know my girlfriend, she said, well, she don't like all that slobbery stuff because she don't want her sheets messed up. But then there's a few of my other friends, they just like it sloppery. They like to hear the sound of the saliva. So they like to hear the sound. Why? They like to hear the sound, well, the noise that their partner is making when they're performing oral sex. I can't really talk about that for myself, so. Well, any takers? Well, if you don't call me, I'm going to call you. Hey. Let's see who I can call. Oh, somebody calling. Wow. Now, Felix. How you answer it? Shit. Oh, talk. Hello?
I'm calling in.
Oh.
Response. I have a comment or opinion.
Okay. And who am I speaking with?
Tacoma, Washington.
Hi, Tacoma, Washington. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
Okay. Yes, it's on. I just did. So you calling in with some questions and responses and advice?
Yes, especially with that last comment you said about someone that you know who didn't want to mess up their sheets.
Okay. So that was a female that didn't want her sheets messed up.
Yeah, well, that's the purpose of a washer and dryer. You know, you could always, and really, you could always, take the sheets off, throw them in a washer and dryer, and put on a new set. I don't think there's that much saliva in the world that you would mess up your sheets that much that you would, actually have to change them.
But she might be a dripper.
Yeah. I can understand, but king size bed, full size, twin, queen. I don't think that it would be that much saliva. But personally speaking, I like middle ground. I don't like it too dry, and I don't like it overly wet. I like the middle road.
So middle road, is that just, since you don't want it too wet, is that just saliva or oil and saliva?
No, whatever the giver is, whatever her, whatever she likes. If it's saliva or those edible oils, that's fine. Because it's for men, it's visual. That's why, without being too graphic, that's why men are just visual. That's why if a woman is given oral sex and if she looks up, she'll always see the man looking down at her because it's totally visual. And like I said, for me, I don't like it overly wet, and I don't. And noise is fine, a little noise. I don't like all that extra noise, like so much animation, like a porn star, like she's choking to death. I don't. That's just go with the flow and don't go through all the theatrical.
Okay. So do you give instructions?
Oh no. Not if I want it, completed. during, maybe afterwards, but then again, if the giver is, someone, steady in your life, permanent in your life, you could, by all means, you can give instructions, and it's how you say it. You got to be tactful. You got to be nice and, respectful and gentle.
Okay.
If it's just someone, but I'm talking about back in the days, when I was in my heydays, I may not have given direction, but as I've gotten older, a man of a certain age, then I have steady, you're married, someone you're seeing, of course, tell them. I'm a firm believer in tell a person what you want, because we're not mind readers, and it goes both ways. For a woman, tell me what you like, because I'm not a mind reader. You may like it like this, and I'm thinking, otherwise.
Mm-hmm. So, are you a head holder?
I am a head holder when it's getting close. That's the first I've ever been asked that.
Really?
But I'm a head holder, but a gentle head holder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I just I'm not forceful, so I don't want to scare a woman, like, oh my God, he's overpowering, he's manhandling. So, it's just gentle, just to let you know I'm there, but, just enough holdage to let you know, like, anytime whatever the safe word may be, then I'll stop, I'll let your head go.
Okay. So what about you as the giver?
I am totally open, again, I'm not a mind reader, so, if the woman tells me, and I'm cool with, you could tell me during the act. I'll take those pointers, So I would rather the woman, the receiver, be pleasured, right out the gate, versus, the next time you try this, next time you do it this way, you can let me know. But again, it's the way you say it, the way a person says it.
So, based on my friend that wants to know, and you mentioned the part about the sheets. So, if you was coming home from work, would your woman or your wife just be willing to receive you in her mouth when you come in without you taking a shower, or would you want to take a shower first?
Good question. Because of the person that I am, I would feel better being, freshening up. I would just, you're at work, depending on the, really, and, it just makes sense, depending on the job that you have, you would want that person to freshen up. I could be I could be a garbage collector, or, first responder, versus someone working in an office.
Okay.
But still in all, you still gotta walk, you sweat, secrete, use the restroom at work. No, I would absolutely not. I would definitely come home and freshen up.
Okay.
That's just me. That's just me. Because I know women say a lot of men don't, wash well or wash correctly or wash at all. Nope. I've never received a complaint saying like, hey, could you freshen up, or there's a little, what's the word? Whatever it is, I'm always fresh. That's always a top priority.
Okay. So, do you always know the exact spot to go to, so you get a good response?
As me, the giver?
Yes.
I know but everyone is different. No two fingerprints are the same. So, I know the general locale, and then there are some women who are head holders. I've encountered that, and they'll direct you. They'll direct you when you're doing it right. They'll let you know. They'll let you know, either verbally or manually. They will let you know.
Okay. So We're going to go to a commercial break real quick, and we'll be right back with Mr. Tacoma Washington.
Today's world exposes our youth to life experiences that are well beyond that which their years should allow. Violence, trauma, poverty, injustice. Our children's lives and their livelihoods are in constant danger. Wisdom, Inc. is a community-based organization designed to save young lives by reducing violence and assisting youth in their personal development. Wisdom stands for wise individuals structuring and developing youthful minds. Through our collective wisdom, we can change lives for the better. Wisdom, Inc. Reducing violence, developing youth, saving lives. Today's
Welcome to Burke's Jewelry. How may I help you?
We're looking for engagement rings.
We offer a wide selection. However, I believe we have just what you're looking for. Burke's Jeweler is your family's jeweler at 491 Flat Shoals Avenue Southeast, Atlanta, Georgia 30316 in East Atlanta Village.
Welcome back to Bedroom Chronicles. I'm your host, Mercury Rises, and on the phone we have Tacoma Washington, and he is giving some pointers on oral sex, male and female perspective. Mr. Washington.
Yeah.
What else can you tell us?
Well, I know that, and again, personal preference, just freshening up, on both sides. On both sides. It's about communication. It's about just getting into that zone, But like I said, personally, I couldn't come home from all day's work. And I work in an office setting, but it's still you're going throughout the whole day. You gotta freshen up. It's only fair because I would want to, if I'm giving, I would want to encounter a fresh, a fresh fruit.
Okay, that's a good way to put it.
A fresh fruit.
Okay.
And I think that one, like I said, it's about communication and being one with each other. I don't like a lot of theatrics, even though I do like to watch porn. It's a turnoff when I see, like some of these porn stars are just going over the top, just, so much noise and so much theatrics and so much, like, oh my God, it's like crazy. It's like it's too much. So too much noise is a distraction, Or for me, as the receiver. But for me, as the giver, a woman, let that woman make all the noise she wants. That I don't mind. That I don't mind.
Wow.
And I don't like a lazy giver. I hate a lazy giver. Like from the gate, I'll get right to it. Just right to it. But I hate a lazy giver who just takes a. It's just. I can understand inexperience, but someone of a woman of a certain age, it's like, hey, if you don't like doing it, then just don't do it. I'm not gonna beg you, but if that's your thing, like there are two types of people. There are those that love to do it, and those that feel obligated. I like when I come across a woman who loves to do it. If you feel obligated, then it's like save yourself the trouble, and me the trouble. You don't have to. And I'm good. I'm good. But what are your thoughts on someone who, let's say, a woman doesn't like to do that, but surely doesn't have any problem receiving? What do you think about that?
I think that's a little selfish. I think it should be equal.
It is.
Yeah. It is.
Selfish.
Very selfish.
I'm trying to think have I ever encountered any situation like that, and I've got to say no. I've never.
No? No one's ever been selfish with you?
Nope.
Wow. So another question. I mentioned, popsicle, lollipop, and Tootsie Roll. So, go back to in the 60s and it was that owl that took 3 sucks and then he bit the Tootsie Roll. He bit the lollipop with the Tootsie Roll in the middle because he couldn't go but so far. And that sounds like the type of woman that's might be kind of selfish. But anyway, so I think I'm trying to get how you prefer her to do it, the technique you prefer her to use, whether it's, I was saying the left cheek, the right cheek straight to the back, or a combination or all of it. You like her to use hands and mouth or hands alone for a while. I don't know. So if you can give me a picture of that, then I think that'll be very good.
Personally, I prefer a combination, but less of hands. I know that. What's that? What's her name? Superhead. I think I've seen her in action on video. Or read excerpts from my book when she says she uses hands and mouth. And for me, hands, I can take it or leave it. But if you've got the skills where you could get to completion with the mouth, that's a beautiful thing. So left side, right side, up, down, whatever. If a woman is confident and she can, like I said before, it's about paying attention. If you pay attention, the receiver will let you know, verbally or otherwise, slow up, speed up, harder, softer. You gotta be attentive to those clues.
Okay. Wow.
So yeah. So less hands, more mouth. No teeth, because you have some beginners. In my lifetime, I've experienced, wow, what are you doing? I appreciate this, but fall back on that. You have teeth in the back of your mouth. Not too much saliva, not too much theatrics, and when you get to that point, you'll know, because that's when that's when I would say, because I don't want to make it all about me, but that's when I would say a man will be be a head grabber, a head holder.
Okay. So, how long you think a woman should be there?
As long as it takes.
Really?
Now I know some women will be like, the hell, no, absolutely not. Jaws lock up. I gotta basically say, as long as it takes. I've been in a position where I had to come up for air. Like I thought this was, I've been in a position where I thought I was going to die because I was standing there too long. The eyes are against your ears, and I'm suffocating. But I will press through. I will push through like a champ. And because the worst thing a guy to do is, when it's almost close to suffocating, is stop right at that point where a woman will climax. Because if you back off and then it subsides, then now you gotta put in double time to get her back to where she was.
Wow.
So the oxygen. Everybody needs oxygen.
True.
But it's like if you've been in that position before and you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna die here. Because oxygen is literally cut off. It's you think about getting in air at the same time pleasuring this woman. So you got to make that. You got to suck in air whenever you can. It's a tricky thing.
Wow.
But it's not a task that I begrudgingly go. Say, hey, I don't feel like doing this. I'm gonna give it my all, because as a good lover, I like to make sure that that my lover is pleased. I'm not selfish.
Wow.
It's all about her first. You take care of her first, then your reward will always come. If it doesn't come that day, that night, that afternoon, it will come, in the future in different ways.
Okay. Now, I had a friend of mine, and she was telling me about her lover, and he had asthma, but he could stay down there a long time. It sounds kind of funny based on what you just said, because he probably was fighting for oxygen. But
yeah. It's bittersweet. It's not in a good position to be, but you don't mind it. You know, it's like if it had to be on my epitaph, you know, here he lies, Tacoma, Washington. You know, he gave a good fight. You know, suffocated while, you know, pleasuring.
Let's get to this point. If you have problems with oxygen and you can't breathe that good, what about the holding it in your hand like a sandwich? Do you do that?
Hold it.
Yeah, hold the
Say that
hips.
again?
Hold the hips in your hand like it's a sandwich. You know, like lift it up off the bed and pull it to you.
Yeah, I mean that all works. You know, but it depends. It depends on the recipient. You know, if she's a slim woman, that'll work. If she's a BBW, that won't work. You know, you can have your hands full.
So what if the BBW just sit on you? You know, on your face.
Yeah, sitting on my face that's difficult because now you can't back up for air. You know, you can't back up for air because now you are trapped. That's scary. That's scary. At least when she's on her back, you know, BBW's on her back, you can back up or, you know, wedge back against her side grip. You know, but if she's on top, God bless you.
Wow, you have some really excellent points. So, let's talk about the little man in the boat. You know, the clit. So, do you prefer women with huge ones, medium size, or small ones? You want them sticking out of the two lips, or you want it inside? Or you want it inside, then you make it come outside?
It's for me nothing that I prefer, but again, you know, like men are visual, and so I like a large man out the boat. Is that it? Could I say clitoris?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, and I can make it short. I can say clit.
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay, yeah, I prefer a large clit. You know, that's exposed. You know, yeah. By all means, you know, like I said, men are visual. I am a visionary. So to be hidden and then exposed, you know, through stimulation, that's fine. You know, I've encountered some that are erect, but you know, they're just small and they don't, you know, show through the hood. And then there are some. I can't say. I'm sure there are out there. You know, the large ones. Yeah, you know, that's just me. I'm a visionary. I'm a writer. I've been exposed, you know, to, you know, I put my hands on my first Playboy magazine at, I think maybe 9 years old, maybe nine. Yeah. And it doesn't do anything. It doesn't, you know, a large one, small one, medium, average. It's just the visual. It's just it's a complete turn on, you know, for a larger clit.
Okay. So what about from the back? You know, licking from the back.
Giving a woman from the back.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Was that your question?
Yes, that was the question.
Yes, absolutely. There's nothing that. Well, I don't want to say there's nothing that, you know, that I wouldn't do. But yeah, absolutely. You know, any angle from the rear.
Really?
On top, laying down, left, right angle, no problem with that.
Wow, you sound really experienced.
Well, I'm no hoe, but you know, I'm no gigolo. I'm no. But like I said, I read. I've written. I've watched my share of porn, Like I always say that I'm not addicted to it, but I do watch my share. And yeah, you gotta pick up. And I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to say this real quick.
Okay.
That for inexperienced women, they should watch porn for different techniques. They have to, because for a virgin, if you don't know, that's like riding a bike. You don't know how to ride a bike until someone shows you. And the worst time to learn is.
Okay.
I don't want to. Time for a break.
Yeah. We got another caller? Okay. All right. Well, Tacoma, thank you for calling in.
Yes. All right, it was my pleasure.
All right.
I wanted to get that point across about watching porn to learn.
Okay.
All right, goodbye.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Going to commercial break. Oh, God.
Good afternoon. I'm Lieutenant Elmer Horn with Douglas County Sheriff's Office, and we're here in one of our communities, and Sheriff Pounds is here with us. And Sheriff Pounds is very involved in his communities, and he come out. We brought out our grill and our smoker so we can come out and help cook for this community. And Sheriff Pounds himself has come out and helped cook with us, and he's here to cook and help these folks today.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the programs that I call Taking My Community Back. If you don't get out there and get involved in your community, you ain't gonna be able to get it back. And the sad part about it, we losing our young men at such a pace that it's unreal. We got to come up with something that will help us with these children. Got to. So this is what I'm doing. I love it. I'm out here in the sun. It's hot, but like I said earlier, we're gonna do these until we get that gap between law enforcement and the community bridge. We're gonna bridge that gap because we're gonna get out of here, we're gonna shake hands, we're gonna find out if they got any kind of problem we can assist them with, and invite them to the sheriff's office and come to the roll call. Just come see what's going on at the office. Thank y'all so much for being here.
Thank you, Sheriff Pounds. And like I said, this is just one of many events that we bring this grill out to help with our communities and get involved. I'm here.
Hey, I'm not in right now. Sorry. Leave me a message.
I just wanna love you. Meet me at the hotel room, or you can come over. So many things I wanna do to your body, driving me crazy. I just wanna love you. Meet me at the hotel room, or you can come over. So many things I wanna do to your body.
Welcome back to Bedroom Chronicles, and I am Mercury's Rising, your host today. And we were just talking about some tips and pointers about oral sex. So Tacoma Washington, author of Chasing Waterfalls, and he's working on a sequel. He was just on, and he was giving us some really good pointers from a man's perspective, and also what he experienced from being with different women, whether it was a wife or just a girlfriend, whether she was heavy, BBW, he said, or just an average sized woman. So I'm going to give you from a woman's perspective, which would be my perspective, from what I've read and what I've seen. So porn, Tacoma suggests that women, especially if you're a beginner, you should watch porn. Well, I watched porn when I was 9, 10, 11, 12, so it don't really do anything, but I don't like porn that don't have a theme, and I don't know if they even make porn with themes these days, because I haven't watched it in a very long time. So back in the day, it was just a lot of either you having vaginal sex, anal sex, or you just doing oral sex, and that was it. And you made a little bit of noise, or a lot of noise. So I don't know, now it might be like a real scene. I might check it out this weekend, probably. But anyway, his suggestion was that if you are a newcomer to oral sex, that you should try and watch a little bit of porn. And my take on oral sex is, and I'm going to repeat some of the things that he said in case somebody wasn't here at that time. He said, if you like it or love it, then you should do it. If you don't like it and you're going to try it, don't do it, because it's not going to be pleasing to your partner at all. But now maybe if you explain to your partner, well, this is my first time, I've only done it a few times, so maybe you can give me a little leeway, or you can give me a little bit of instructions on how you like it. So those things might work. And if you are a husband, and you're doing it for the first time, ask your wife or your girlfriend, what does she prefer? She may be experienced. Now, if both of y'all haven't had any experience in that line of throat work, then maybe both of y'all sit down and watch some porn together. So everybody needs a little bit of instructions. You don't just need instructions from school. You need outside life as well. And I don't see anything that's actually wrong with learning how to do something that's going to be pleasing to you and your partner. Oral sex. Some people don't like the body fluids all over the bed. Well, from a woman perspective, some of them don't, because they don't like the cleanup. Personally, I'm giving a woman perspective on my experience right now. So I would say the bed can be soaking wet because you've been busy. I like to have proof that I've been busy. So if we have to change the sheets in the mix of things, that's cool. One thing that I asked him was, when he come home from work, does he prefer to let her perform oral sex on him right then, or before he takes a shower, before he gets dinner? Because he has such a bad day, he want to just relax for a few minutes. And he said no, he's the type of person that he likes to clean up first. I guess he just appreciated more than it lasts long. But some people like, and I not me personally, but some people like the semi-dirtiness of oral sex and just sex, period. Some people like the room to have that aroma. That something actually went on in there. So, and I'm not talking about the sick kind of aroma, I'm talking about the healthy aroma. So oral sex can be even more pleasing than vaginal sex for the female. And her partner can tell based on how wet her body parts get, her vagina get. So, and some men are kind of amazed that just performing oral turn you on that much. It's turning her on because she sees that it's turning him on. So Mr. Washington was saying that he is a visual person. A lot of women are visual people as well. They like to look up and see how he's enjoying it, because he may have his eyes closed and not watching, but he's making his facial expressions, so she knows she can continue to do what she's doing because he's really enjoying it. And she's enjoying the visual of seeing him being pleased, you know. So that's the good part of it. I wasn't watching porn, but I was watching a movie that has a lot of sexual content to it. And this woman, she was using her hands. I didn't notice whether she had put any lubricant or anything on it or not, but she had a pretty good motion with her hands. Her motion with her hands was just basically up and down and around. You know, up, down, around, that kind of stuff. And the guy really appeared to be enjoying it, because she didn't give too much lip work. But I guess that was probably his preference, that she used more than hand, because her body was pretty, I'll say it was, her body was the type of body that would turn a man on. You know, you slim built and you're shapely and you have the nice sized boobs and the nice sized rear. So those are the things that I think that men pay attention to. Oral, back to oral again. And I asked him about popsicle, lollipop, and Tootsie Roll. But the Tootsie Roll is also a lollipop. It's just a Tootsie. It took me back to the time like in the early mid '60s when they had the owl, and the owl was in the tree, and one animal was telling the owl, I bet you can't suck it till you get to the middle, get to the Tootsie Roll. And the owl said, yes, I can. And then the owl started counting like a 1, a 2, and a 3. And on 3, he bit it. So Mr. Washington was pointing out that if you are a beginner, biting is not a good thing. It's because it might just get your partner to the point where they tell you, no, I'll do without that this time. And then when they tell you that, that's kind of going to mess with your ego a little bit, where you may not want to perform any further because he kind of took you down a notch, even though he might. That's why I was paying attention to Mr. Washington when he was saying you have to be gentle in how you give that constructive criticism. So basically, you maybe should talk about how you want things done before you actually do it, so she'll know not to bite, just to nibble, or not to even nibble, or just to put it between the teeth and just twist on it. But anyway, I didn't ask him about the deep throat part, but he did say he didn't like the noise, the extra noise that the porn stars make. Well, not every man wants a porn star in their bedroom. Some men want that queen that know how to get him where he need to be. I from my side of the bed, I like to give instructions. I'll give you instructions if I have to demonstrate it on you how I want it, because I don't want to be displeased. Especially if I really like you and if I'm in love with you, yeah, we need to have those instructions. So then I'm going to ask you how you want me to please you. So I'll have it down packed for you. And then we took you through from head to toe what I want you to do for me, and stopped in the middle and tell you how I want you to do for me. And we can roll from there and everybody be happy. So ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions about oral sex, you can hit me up on Facebook, Bedroom Chronicles. I will respond back later tonight if you do. But oral sex is not anything that some people think is dirty, but it's not dirty. It's really nice. It's nice to see it get real hard, and it's nice to see it being this size, and then you got it all the way up to here, and that's skill, and that's his excitement. So it's not a bad thing at all. I think you would really enjoy it. Just play with it like the dog play with their little toys outside in the yard. Just get it and sling it around a little bit, play with it. You'll like it. What else can I say about oral sex? Oh, Mr. Tacoma didn't say too much about. I think he said he'd take it either way, cheek, left cheek, right cheek, and straight ahead. So some women do it like that as well, and then some women, they're going to squeeze it and then do the left, right, straight ahead thing. And then I didn't ask him, but I should have, and I hope he's still watching so he can answer later. Does it offend you if she's a spitter, or do you prefer for her to swallow? And did you ask her which one she liked to do? Or because some women don't like to swallow, but they say if you eat a lot of fruits, it makes it taste a little tastier, and that's for both parties, the male and the female. What else can I say about oral sex? Now, woman perspective, and this is pretty much on the clean side, dirty side. If you go in, if you're gonna do some vaginal work, and then you're gonna come back out, most women think that's okay. They agree with that. But if you're gonna do some backdoor, pack some peanut butter, and then you wanna come for some oral, nope, can't do that. Once you backdoor, you backdoor. So you better do all the up front stuff that you want to do before you go backdooring. Because once you go backdoor, the door is closed. So we're gonna take a commercial break, and we'll be right back. Oh.
Hi, I'm Harry Lennox, and you're watching TV 1061, your global network.
Hi, I'm Michael Cowell, your funniest man on the planet, and you're watching TV 1061, your global network. Stay tuned, because that's how they do it over here. Big time party! All right, see y'all later.
Are you an artist, a writer of spoken word? Do you have content ready but need exposure? Get to know me. I'm Alicia, host of a new Facebook live stream show called The Flavor, where we promote local and international talent of all genres. Here are some rules and regulations to the videos that we'll be accepting. They must be radio ready, no cursing, no lewd language. You must send us contact information as well as a YouTube link to your video so we can extract it from there. Email us at 1061tv@gmail.com, and we thank you for your time.
Welcome back to Bedroom Chronicles. I'm Mercury Risings, your host, and I have one more segment to do, and I could think I can find somebody to call to ask them some questions. It's going to be a surprise. Let's see. Yeah, I'll just put my phone over there. So, while I'm waiting to see if she's going to answer the phone. Please leave your message. Oh, she didn't answer. Can one person call? Just one person call, and the phone number is coming across the TV, your TV screen. So please, your computer screen, please call. It can be a male, it don't have to be a female, just one person call. I know you have some interesting questions about oral sex, and I know Mr. Washington gave you all a lot of information that you should have some questions about. So, oral sex. Nobody's answering. Is it the rain today or something? Well, guess I'll take it the rest of the way myself. So, oral sex, whether you swallow or spit. So ladies, if you don't want to offend your partner, you might want to fake that you're swallowing. Just put a little towel on the side of the bed, next to your legs on the right side or left side where he really can't see what you're doing. And he wouldn't know if you spit or swallow, but he's going to think that you did swallow. Some men get to the point, like oral sex, then when you get to the point where they're gonna come, they prefer not to come in your mouth, but to come on you. And it's nothing wrong with that either. So you just gotta think about what you're willing to accept and what you're not willing to accept. But you need to talk to your partner. A lot of people I've known some couples that have been married for a long time, and the husband never performed oral sex. The wife never performed oral sex. I've known couples that were married for a short period of time, a year, 2 years. The husband never performed oral sex. The wife never performed oral sex. And I never asked them why they didn't, because actually they were pretty young, but each one of them did it with other partners in the past. Now I did hear this one time that certain things a man want a woman to do, but not that woman as his wife. So, but these were gentlemen that were up in their years that was at that point now. I'm sure when they were younger that they didn't care who did it, whether it was the wife or the girlfriend. They wanted the woman to do all the tasks. So that's one task that's very much in demand, oral sex, giving and receiving. And like Mr. Washington said, the man doesn't like a woman to be stingy with it or selfish with it. And that goes for the woman as well. She don't want a man that's just gonna pop down and come right back up. So, with that much said, somebody can call, 10 minutes, ask a question. Okay, a backdooring. The reason I brought that part up, because some people do that and they may not be aware that you can get a bacterial infection from back to front, back to mouth. So that's why you got to do it in a certain kind of order. So clean is clean, but when you go to the back, that's a little different. There's one part of oral sex that I didn't mention, and I think I will. I don't know how to, but I will. So I guess it's eating peanut butter. I'll put it like that. That's the easiest way to explain it, because you know what the color peanut butter is, and if you're eating as related to sex, then you should know where that area I'm talking about or referencing to. So that seems to be a big thing these days for a lot of people younger. That covers the age group. There's no place in there I think that is lacking, because I hear all of them talk about it. To each his own with that. And I'm not saying don't try it. I'm just saying it's on you when you do. I guess you can tell that I haven't tried it. But I may one day, you never know. One day I may. That special person come along, I just might. So I think this has been a pretty informative show today. And I hope that you all got something out of it, because I surely enough did. Oral sex. You know, sometimes that's all that people do, just oral sex. Couples, non-couples, hookups, just oral, nothing else. Because oral is safe. You're not getting pregnant. But there's a lot of oral going around. More than you could ever think. I bet you somebody going to try it tonight that's never done it before. Or they're going to Google it and see what it's all about. They're going to watch some porn and see what they can. You know, one thing about porn, put the porn on and just practice what they're doing in the porn. That's a good way to learn it. Don't just watch it, you know, imitate each other with what they're doing on the computer screen. So, porn, oral sex. I should have asked Mr. Washington, but I'll ask you all. Does size really matter when it comes to oral sex for the male? Because what if you have a woman that has a small mouth, but you are over average man? Or you have a woman that has a huge mouth and you're a average man. So, because have anybody ever gotten lost in a mouth or couldn't get in all the way? I'm just asking for my friend, just asking. So, let's see what else I can talk about with porn and oral sex. I'll just stick with the oral sex. You know, just saying that, it sounds kind of good. Now, I've had men, I've been walking down the hall, walking around in the mall, and men I don't know, some women too. I said, oh, you know, I have on my little MAC lipstick, which no, I don't have on MAC today, but I have on my little MAC, and they'll say something like, oh, wow, from across the way, you have such beautiful lips. And then they give me a look. So, no, I get this thought that pass across my mind, and I'm like, damn, I know this person thinking about what I can do with my lips. So I didn't used to like my lips. I had to grow into liking my lips, but I love my lips now. Love them, love them, love them. I look at the shape of them. They're nice and full, just full enough, and I just love my lips. So if I love my lips, then I know my partner gonna love my lips, because I think he's thinking what my lips can do. And I would tell you, he is not too far off from the truth of whatever he's thinking. So I'm just saying, you can keep him happy and you can keep her happy if you just played a little oral game. It's very interesting. And you know, if you put a little baby oil on it, it just, the glide is just a little bit better, whether if you are using your hands or your lips. You don't, because if you're just using your lips, that's saliva. It's just your mouth might get dry a little, but the baby oil gonna make it last a little bit longer. So not Vaseline, because Vaseline is gonna cake up and get white. You don't want to use that. You don't want to use lotion because it has a little nasty taste. The flavored oils, you just need to be careful because some of them are just too sweet. Like the hazelnut coffee is really too sweet. The strawberry daiquiri, it's a little sweet, but it goes away a little kind of soon. And then they have the ones that are sweet and gets warm to the touch. Back in the day, you called that motion lotion, but they just give it a straight up coffee name or a berry name these days. But I still haven't seen anything that beat motion lotion. Motion lotion was hot. You put it on the skin, oh, it would just heat right up instantly. And can you imagine you got something hot on the skin that's hotter than your mouth? Unless you're putting some warm water in your mouth before you perform the oral sex. Or you put some cold water or some ice in your mouth before you perform the oral sex. And that works both ways for the guy and for the girl. So, any tips? Please post it on Facebook and I will respond. And I'll even ask Mr. Washington if he will respond. Any callers? Please. 7 o'clock. Bye-bye. See you next week. We'll do a recap.
Hey, I'm not in right now. Sorry. Leave me a message.
I just wanna love you. Meet me at the hotel room, or you can come over. So many things I wanna do to your body, driving me crazy. I just wanna love you. Meet me at the hotel room, or you can come over. So many things I wanna do to your body.
Visualizing your ideas across the world and beyond.